Hi guys, my name's Warwick. Welcome to Casual Chess. This is a YouTube channel that I've made because I'm interested in improving my chess game over time. I really just want to track my own trajectory, I suppose. See if I can get better, improve. It's not something that I'm doing for, I guess, any other reason than that. I just enjoy chess. I'm not very good. I'd like to get better. So I thought I'd put a couple of videos online, possibly for you guys to watch if you're interested. So this is the second game I've ever played on this account. I won the first game, luckily, but I must admit that the guy was fairly clueless. He didn't really know what he was doing. Now you'll see, if you look in the bottom right hand corner, that the amount that I'm going to win in terms of ELO points is extremely high from this game. As I understand, the reason for that is because since my account is new, the rating system has a hard time determining exactly where I lie until I've played a number of games. Therefore, it fluctuates wildly, although increasingly less over time, until it gets to the point where it's more, I suppose, satisfied that my rating is what it appears to be on the screen. Okay, I'll get back to the game now. My opponent in this game seems a hell of a lot more switched on than the guy I played in the last round. He was not good at all and gave away his queen on about the 7th move. I just used that game as a test run, by the way, to set up my camera and recording software settings. If you're wondering why that's not on the channel. Okay, he's getting his bishop out into the mix. I don't mind that. He's traded it off, and I definitely will take it with the bishop, I think, rather than screw up my pawn structure. That was pretty useless, wasn't it? Yeah, hang on a sec. Well, I'll block with the queen. If I block with the queen and he takes the rook, then I do have a take of that pawn with check. I think he sees that, and I think it worries him. I will take there. Now I imagine he'll block with the bishop. What I'm looking at doing is castling long while I still have the opportunity. Castling long, and I can possibly make quite a good threat. And the issue here is, do I play bishop to b5? Bishop to b5 threatens mate in 1, and I don't see a way to stop it except for nc3. nc3 would fork my bishop and knight, though. That's not good. What else have I got? Okay, I've got the option of queen takes g2. Queen takes g2 threatens his rook. He will be able to take with check. I'll have to block with the bishop then. Look, I think I'm going to castle long. Prevent him from taking that rook there. He'll grab up a pawn there on h7. But if he takes the pawn on h7 and I play rook to e8, I'm threatening a mate in 1 again. Again, he can block with n to c3, but I can take the rook then. Or will I take the rook? Now here's a question. Should I try and make some kind of checking maneuver there on the h file? If I do make that, he can certainly block it with the G pawn. And then what? I don't see much going on. I think what I'll do is I will take the C pawn while it's free. He's a piece up. But I do have rook to E8 available to me. I think that knight is definitely one that I could liberate as well. If I were him, I'd be playing queen to H7. He doesn't. Okay. I'm a bit stuck on what to do next. I'm feeling like my way out of here is an aggressive attack, but I'm not sure how to actually create such an attack at this time. Look, I think I'm going to play rook to the E file. It doesn't produce any threats, certainly none that can be characterized as difficult to deal with, but this guy isn't of a particularly high rating. I can maybe manage him. Again, I think he'd be looking at something like queen takes H7, and then when I play something like knight to F6, he'd be looking at queen takes F7, forking my two pieces. He doesn't do it. Okay. More thoughts? What about something like bishop to B5? Bishop to B5 puts an extra piece attacking that crucial E2 square. He could take with a knight, yes, but if he takes with the knight, I've got a mate in one. If he doesn't take with the knight, because really at this stage he can't, then I've got an attack with a rook. I think I'll play that, actually, yep. Now if that bishop is taken, it's game over. I've got a checkmate in one. Queen takes on E2. He probably is wise enough not to see that. Or to see not to do that, rather. But I really don't see how he can avoid rook takes on E2. Rook does take on E2 with check, by the way. Rook takes on E2 with check. This could be it. Rook takes on E2 with check. He'll be forced to play to F1. And then rook F2 check. Yeah, I think this is... No, I'll calculate it out. Rook takes E2, knight retakes, then queen takes on E2 again, and that's checkmate. Rook takes on E2, the only other available move is to move the king to F1. King F1, rook from E2 to F2. Can he move back and forth on the E1 and F1 squares though. No, I think I can find a mate there. So what I'm expecting is king to F1, rook. Ooh. Yep, okay, that's game over. I've got the checkmate there on E2. Thought that was going to be a bit more difficult there at the end. I managed to get the win, but I'm not sure that I really deserved it. Wasn't paying enough attention to the game at the start there. So let's jump into some analysis now and see where I went right, where I went wrong, what I could have done better. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, we're back again. I'm on the analysis now. We're going to check out the report from this game. We don't really need to see it replayed. Okay, throwaway game. Nice comeback win, it says. I definitely had a disadvantage. You can see that my taking there on C2 was bad, apparently. Let's check that out. Queen takes E4 was a mistake. Wow, to castle long was not a mistake. So, if castling long, then I've got NF3, which threatens the queen, and how does he escape? NF3, he's forced to go queen to G7 if he wants to escape. Let's play that out. Oh, pardon me, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm thinking I'm on the white side of the board. So he'll play NF3, I'll play NF6. He's forced to play king to... Oh, let's assume for a moment that he plays queen to G7. Queen to G7, okay. This is the sort of outcome that I'd love, but I wouldn't necessarily be comfortable playing that way. I feel like I could have trapped the queen there and got away with it. What's his best retreat? NF3, it says, right up here. That doesn't deal with the threat that I'm making on F2 there, though. Let's see how it plays out. N takes F2. Here we go. Not only does it not deal with the threat, but it's also a double check. Pardon me, a reveal check. What's his options? He's got a block with queen E5. I take with queen takes EX5. He retakes with the knight. I can see how the game would play out well from there for me. Especially because I'm about to pin him there on the E5 square. He could move, but I think it'd go well. So if you look at the graph again here, you can see that my brilliant moves, 0. Best moves, 6. That could be better. Excellent moves, 0. 3 good. Well, you can read. Looking down the bottom of the game, you can see the score over time and how it correlates with the blunders. Look, I did win the game, but I didn't play well there. I don't feel so good about that. Time, reasonable amount of time spent on each move. Not so sure about this graph. And finally we'll go to the themes. Yeah, you can see the big theme there was the bishop pair towards the end, but I feel like most of the game did play itself out before that point. The bishop theme would have come into play if he had managed to get it to an endgame without throwing away that that victory that he really did have lined up. Anyway, you can see that I've been offered some personalised training here by chess.com. Very lovely. Thank you. It's because I am a premium member, but I've got pins, batteries, bishop pairs, fianchetto, or fianchetto, I don't know how it's pronounced. Something for me to learn. And passed pawns. I'll probably review those in future. Okay, well, thanks for watching the video today. As I said at the beginning of the stream, the recording, I'm not very good, and I know that. I'm planning on improving through, I guess, long-term practice. I hope you'll be with me on that journey if you can. Thanks.